Well, we're being joined by the acting managing director, Enugu State Waste Management Agency, SWAMA. He is Mazi Richard Onaga. He is joining us in studio to discuss Enugu waste management and matters arising. Good morning, Mazi Richard, and thank you for joining us this morning on the show.
Good morning.
Great. So let's just dive into the matter on our table, on our plate. Now, you are the acting managing director.
I think you got it wrong. I represent the SPA on Water and Waste, Mr. Andres Gebawa.
Interesting. All right, do tell us, because the idea of what people know about SWAMA is strictly waste disposal. Can you just take us briefly on what the mandate of SWAMA is and their scope?
Thank you very much. First, we have a slogan in SWAMA which said, "A cleaner tomorrow today." Our first line of action objective is to make sure that the city is clean on day-to-day basis. Thank you.
Okay, but I want to take you up on something you said, to ensure the city is clean from day to day. And quite frankly, I should give it to SWAMA. Since the inception of this current administration, Enugu has actually become cleaner. However, you notice that once it rains, you find that there is a lot of deposition of waste, general waste, household waste on the roads. You find it blocking the gutters. How would you explain that? How would you explain that particular phenomenon, given the fact that SWAMA is working, there are new dumpsters, there are new vehicles?
Okay, what I can say about that is, we have lots of programs to mitigate that. During any season, there's a general challenge with waste management, but we have been proactive about that by introducing door-to-door waste collection. The idea behind door-to-door waste collection is to ensure that we pick waste from all the Enugu residents, because the biggest issues we have in Enugu is that indiscriminate waste disposal. During raining period, people take their trash, dump it in the gutters, with the idea that the rain will push it down to the stream. So we looked at it and said, what are the ways we can use to ensure that we stop it, we nip it to the bud? They will now say, okay, the only way is door-to-door collection. We come to your residence, your household, any day, anytime, depending on the schedule, we pick the waste from you. But Nigerians, they find it difficult to key into change. But there have been series of improvements. We've expanded door-to-door collection. Even currently, we are in Tinker's Corner. We started pilot testing last year with Independence Layout.
Okay.
Zoo Estate, Liberty Estate, and Fidelity Estate. Well, now we have expanded even to our layout. We have full door-to-door now in Tresekulu, have full door-to-door in GRA, have two door-to-door in New Haven, Independence Layout, and to go one have started already, and that's our layout. So the idea is to ensure that when it rains, the waste doesn't end up in the gutters and littering the roads and all that. And also, we have other programs we are bringing on board to ensure that such thing doesn't repeat itself. We are looking at night evacuation now currently.
What?
We are doing night evacuation.
Night evacuation.
Yes. So with time, we're working on a policy we are going to bring in, whereby we'll have a waste time. Very soon, I think you will get a memo from Ministry of Environment and Climate Change on waste time in Enugu. Okay. The idea is, one, to further activities of the scavengers, because most times you see the waste that are meant to be in the waste bin are on the floor. Okay. Because they go there to scavenge for recyclables and all that. So they end up putting the waste on the floor. So when it's raining, the rain takes the waste on the floor down to the gutters. Before you know it, the whole city is littered. So these are the measures we want to put in place to ensure that we nip it to the bud once and for all. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're going to get to the scavengers very soon, but I still want us to talk about this door-to-door campaign. Okay. In places, you did mention that the pilot started in Independence Layout and is gradually being scaled. Now, in places like Awapa, there's this new road. In fact, there are new roads springing up everywhere, and of course, new gutters springing up. But there are some places you get to in Awapa, those new gutters have already been blocked. What's SWAMA doing about
Okay,
this?
now what we have identified such places.
Okay.
As at, I think one each day we have gone around. We've seen all those places. By Monday we'll start evacuating. What we intend to do is also door-to-door collection. We are trying to locate a transfer station, because without a transfer station you cannot do door-to-door collection. Once we get the transfer station, we kick off with full door-to-door collection, because these are the main areas you have such practices. Once it's raining, every drainage is fully blocked. Every drainage, every stream, they dump the waste inside. So it's our key target, because that is where we have the most impact. That is where door to door will have the most impact.
Now,
so there's plan already on ground to sanitize that area.
Yeah, so I get it. You have a strategy to work on that issue. However, what is the plan to changing the minds of the people? Because if you keep evacuating and the practice is still there, you find that it's a vicious cycle. So is there any plan by SWAMA to sensitize people, or is it some kind of a punishment, take them to court and things like that? What's the plan to get them to, to adhere to the rules?
Okay, on the plan, like I always say, we have programs already. First thing to get a amount of people is public sensitization. You're working with the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change on public sensitization through radio, just like your station, through churches, mosques, community leaders, and also even extend it to the school system. Because we believe that if waste management, proper waste disposal management is being, people get to know it at early age, they need to they understand it, the basics of waste management and proper waste disposal practices. I think that is the easiest way to solve this problem. Because I can remember during my own days, waste management practices was not common. But now it's our doorstep. So we are looking to go beyond public sensitization to education, to the schools, starting from nursery, primary and secondary, to do some campaign, an awareness campaign that teaches the young child that you need to start learning how to dispose your waste at an early age, which we believe in later in life, they will imbibe the practice and spread it. Because if you do campaign just on radio, on churches, on TV stations, the young ones don't have access to it.
Yeah.
So we want to go beyond public sensitization to educating the youth, the secondary school student, primary school student, nursery school student, on proper waste disposal process and the disadvantages of illegal dumping, open disposal of waste.
When is this campaign, scheduled to start?
We are looking at by first week of September this year.
Okay, first week of
but
September.
the ones for the sensitization is already going on the radio. Go to SLTV, go to other stations. We'll talk about proper waste management, the dangers of illegal waste disposal on the health of the society. So we have plans, like I said, programs already mapped out with timelines. So I believe by January next year, we'll have an improved, sustainable waste management system.
Talking about sustainability, growing up, I grew up in Enugu. We saw incinerators,
Yes.
Placed at strategic places within the metropolis. So you take your waste there, everything is incinerated, right? As against this particular model that we're using now. So where do our wastes end up? Because with incineration, we know that they go up in flames. But climate change people are telling us that it's not good for our climate. So our waste, where do they go to? How is it treated?
In line with what His Excellency in Enugu State, there have been population explosion, which I have taken note of. Because in SWAMA, we have data of waste collected every day. But we found out that for the past 4 months, the collection rate have gone up, and the amount of waste on the street have also increased. There has been population explosion, people coming to reside in the city because of all the beautiful things His Excellency is doing, infrastructure development, security architecture, and the rest. Now, we have a plan. Currently, we are talking with our investors, want to do a PPP with investors that will come in and build a standard recycling plant. The end point is a recycling plant, a biogas system whereby you can do waste to electricity, waste to cooking gas, waste to compost manure, and energy. We also have plastic to bricks. These are initiatives, these are the plans we have on ground. So with time, the old way of disposal is going to go, so that all recycling plants, we already have a concept for it. In locations, not like one location, we're looking at 4 locations. So that if you have a recycling plant in Enugu East, you have one again in, let me say, around Akabugu site, that caters for people of coming from Abani, coming from Ogwo, coming from Akabwe, and what is it called? The Gariki Axis, where we have market. We also have one close to New Market. Because, you know, if you're going to do waste to energy, you need organic manure. And from our study, we've known the areas that have the highest organic manure. Look at the market area. On daily basis, we evacuate 30 tons of waste, organic waste from New Market every day. The same with Akuke area, where you have the grocery market. The same with MNA area. So we have identified these areas where these things are these recycling plants are going to be sited. For one, for logistic purposes. Where you have your recycling plants situated close to the raw material. So we have a concept already, and the location has been mapped out. So what we are waiting for is the funding, which I believe will come very soon.
Interesting and very lofty, the plans that Enugu State has towards waste management and recycling. But currently, how do we treat our wastes? How do we manage our wastes currently?
Okay. Currently in Enugu, now let me come with the door-to-door collection.
Okay.
Now we've experienced that as it past 18 months, that during dry seasons, the dumpster catches fire on its own. Why? Because some of the recyclables end up in the landfill site. We started mini recycling, separating the non-recyclable materials from the organic material.
Could you explain what you mean by organic, non-recyclable, recyclable?
Okay. Okay. There's an analysis. Let me give you an example. Now we have done waste analysis.
Yeah.
Waste comprises of you have RDF.
Okay.
Have the PET, plastic, have the paper.
That's non-biodegradable.
Yes, non-biodegradable. Yes, we call it that's non-biodegradable and degradable. That's organic one.
Okay.
Then the organic one is the food waste, the vegetables, the proper domestic waste. So we are trying to segregate them. Like I said, we have well-detailed programs to achieve this.
So after segregation, what happens? Do you burn it? Do you bury it?
No, we don't burn it. We recycle it. We send it to recycling companies. That's why we're having some mini transfer stations. When we bring the waste, we separate the non-recyclable from the degradables and move them to the landfill site. So that's why we are working so fast to establish the recycling plant, because that is the way to go.
Yeah, you're well aware of a landmass around Ugoyama.
That's the landfill site.
Yes, yes. What's that site being used for currently? Is it still active?
Yes, it's still active. You know, there we'll have
what exactly happens there?
There we'll have a weighbridge system, automated weighbridge system. Because the first thing, for you to attract investors, we will have a detailed plan, a data base.
Sure.
Because they look at the data base. I have some proposals, people coming and saying, I want to partner with you, but I need some statistics. I need to know how many tons of waste the state can generate. Because that determines the amount of capacity, the biodigester I'm going to bring in. I need to know the waste disposal pattern. I need to know the collection process. So at the landfill site, we have a data room there. Once a truck comes in there, it climbs the weighbridge. It measures the tons of waste, the ton of waste being brought by the truck, which is being have a detailed plan, and a searches can be performed since the day we started. The amount of waste we have collected, then we dispose. What we do is that when we dispose, we put in. We have some waste coming from some companies like Sapphire. We have some what is called clay materials that comes in. When we lay the waste, we lay the clay on top.
Okay.
We lay the clay on top, just to ensure that the waste is properly decayed properly and all that.
Okay, interesting. So how do you handle medical wastes?
Okay, currently we have some designated tricycles that handles collection of waste from hospitals. we're expanding it, like I said. This is the way to go, the door-to-door collection. Because normally before, they mixed it together. And it makes evacuation difficult. So what we have done now, we are talking with the Guide of Medical Doctors Association, telling them that we already have 2 tricycles. As at this, after our meeting, we have increased it to 3 tricycles. Going to hospital, we have database. Like currently, we have enumerated all the.
Are we talking private hospitals or government?
You know, most government offices or hospitals manages their own waste.
They manage their own waste.
Yes, for the private hospitals, what we do is we do main incineration at the landfill site. So we send the tricycles that collects only medical waste. They move it, aggregate it, to move it to landfill site and incinerate.
Okay. So let's talk about SWAMA fee.
Okay.
You know, it's an unwritten code of some sort that the fee of SWAMA when you're a business person is the beginning of wisdom.
Okay.
Has there been a way that collection of fees, SWAMA fees, has been, streamlined or made easy? What is the process? How do you pay your SWAMA fee? Do you pay to agents or you go to the office? How is it done, especially with this door-to-door campaign?
Okay. I'm happy you asked this because, finance is the lifeblood of every organization.
Yes.
This administration came in and streamlined payment collection process. We've automated our system. What we have done for the past 6 months is to do an enumeration. Every business, every household in Enugu State will have it on database. And we have what's called gazetted fees for business and household. We have the partner for the e-ticketing system. They go from house to house to collect SWAMA fees. There's an agent. You can also pay online. The agent goes to the household, issue you a bill, tell you, master, this is your bill, make your payments, you can pay online because there's a code. You have a code you can press, your bill pops up. From there, it directs you on how to make payment online and you have a receipt. So we have automated our payment processes, and we keep on doing that. We have a self-service platform where you can go, put in your house number, your bill drops down. It directs you to the pay gate. You make your payment and you have a receipt. So the first thing we did was to want to know the amount of customer, the number, the data of customers we have to plan. So our fees, one thing is our fees have not increased. We are still using the old rates, the Gazette of 2012. So we have not, if I tell you the fees we are collecting for even this, even with the improved services, we are still collecting the old rate. For example, a one-room apartment pays 2,000 per year. That's less than 160 naira per month. A flat pays 6,000 naira. So if you compare with other states, it is nothing. This is a way of the government trying to, let me say, subsidize the waste management fee. Because, on economic realities, it's nothing. Every day you have 60 tricycles moving around the city, picking waste from door to door. Energy costs, personnel costs, maintenance costs, and all that. So comparing with what the people are paying is virtually nothing. So for the fees, I think I think SWAMA pays the Enugu State government have the lowest sanitation rate in the whole of Nigeria.
In the entire nation? Okay. Now, it's one thing to have people want to pay a SWAMA fee, or any fee for that matter. It's also another thing, having to go for fund drives. Yes. I mean, SWAMA. What is the strategy for fund drive? Going for fund drive without infringing on the rights of the people, because you see sometimes maybe your agents, they go out, they come into streets, people are being, voices are being raised, emotions are going haywire. How exactly is it, or what is the policy behind fund driving, just to make sure that you get your money without harassing, the citizens?
Okay, the state government have a collection process. First thing, you issue a bill.
Okay.
No agent or any enforcer will go to you if they have not issued you a bill. And they give you a timeline to pay. When you don't pay for businesses, what we do is to send you a reminder. The next is a court summons. After they call someone, have warrant for arrest. We have cases of hotels, business have failed to pay because we must fund our operation. If these funds don't come in, we cannot perform. So there's a process. First thing is the billing. Second thing is the follow-up. The third thing is cut someone. If you don't come for the someone, we get warrants for arrest. Then we arrest. But currently we have, you must bring innovative ways of doing things. Currently we are doing kind of a mobile office.
What does that mean?
Mobile office in the sense that, if you can't come to us, we go to you. Now, for businesses, we started last 2 weeks ago. We have moved the office to the people. If you come to you, madam, show us your, call it operation, show your receipt. If you have not made payment here, because it's an automated process, we raise the bill. I can raise the bill here. Raise your bill, madam, make your payment. That has been, like I said, that has been the most efficient collection process we've had. Because it's less problematic, because I'm not coming to you to enforce you. I say, madam, you've not paid your sanitation fee. We know we're evacuating. They say, yes, I see your people every day. You guys are trying this. They said, but you must make your payment. I said, okay, I don't have a bill. Madam, see your bill here. And they make their payment. It should have been seamless. So it's something that we are doing a pilot testing currently in New Haven. If you go to New Haven, maybe from Monday, you see my people, my revenue team, wearing their vests, a summer team, going from business to business. Show receipt. If you don't have your receipt, don't make payment, we raise the bill for you. We're not doing enforcement.
Interesting. Now let's talk about the scavengers.
Okay.
The street urchins, for lack of a better, clause, some of them have been arrested.
Yes.
Question is, have they been prosecuted, or they're just arrested and nobody talks about them? I mean, what becomes of them after their arrest?
Okay, the scavenger issue has been a problem, and we're looking at a sustainable way of managing it. That is why we've come, SWAMA and the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change have brought a strategy, to curb the effects of scavengers in the society. Let me give you an example how bad scavenger activities were. The day we had the first lady in Enugu, like I told you, we started cleaning the city at night. We finished cleaning the city at night. In the morning, some people brought waste to the waste bin. Most times in the morning, it's very small waste you see in the waste bin. I just went there in front of Old Governor's Lodge, tore the waste, and littered it on the ground. It's somebody that knew that sent me a message and said, come to Old Governor's Lodge. These people have messed your waste bin up. I have to drive down. They have to put a tricycle on that route to clean the whole waste bin again. So we started putting heads together, brainstorming, said, how do we solve this problem? And I said, okay, introduction of waste time. Very soon we'll have a policy on air. This is policy, SWAMA and Ministry of Environment. Introducing a waste time. The idea of the waste time is that there's a particular time you throw waste. During the day, the SWAMA door-to-door goes to pick waste from your home. But if you have some waste that you need to dispose, there should be a particular time that you dispose. The idea of, for example, if you say we are going to, we are giving you, say, start disposing from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. At that moment you are disposing, is a window. Even though not the most efficient, but it's a window. From 6 to 10, once it's 10 o'clock, we start evacuating. At that moment, whatever scavenger have done, you have cleaned it up. That way you reduce the activities. You reduce the activity to the barest minimum. So that is the strategy we have devised to curtail the activity of scavenger, because within the 3 hours window, they can't operate.
Yeah, but you're aware that there are some of them that have been arrested?
Yes, we have prosecuted them.
What has become of them?
Well, currently, I'm not the magistrate.
I understand.
But I cannot speak on that. What I know is that some of them are doing community service.
Okay.
That's one thing I can tell you. They are doing community service. I have videos where they're cutting grass and all that as a punishment for violating environmental law.
Okay.
But to have, if you see around the city, the activities have reduced. The task force is working on day and night, trying to clean up the city because they deface the city. Sometimes you see them along Bisara Road carrying bags, pushing trucks. So it's not a sight to behold. So the state government has given an instruction, a mandate that we need to rid them of the city. They can be engaged in other things. Some of them we've employed as sorters. So we have programs that are going to,
engage them
meaningfully. Yes. Have some of them working for us.
Good.
Some have approached, some have come to us said, we need to say, okay, go and work with this waste picker. Some of them are door-to-door pickers. So because they do it very well. So our best door-to-door guys are from scavengers. So we're working on daily basis, finding ways to integrate them, to make them better, so that most of them are good guys trying to fend for themselves. But you should do it lawfully in a legal way, not missing our.
Well, finally, before we let you go, is there any information you want to pass across?
Yes, I'll say it to Enugu that SLTV is doing everything within our agency to ensure that they have a cleaner, safe environment. And also, they should help us, in disposing their waste properly. Bag your waste, dispose it properly. Because when it's bagged, it helps in efficient collection. So they need to improve also on their surroundings, clean their gutters, ensure their surroundings clean. Cutting of grasses too, because that's another issue we are facing now. People will live there. You see, overgrown grasses along the road. It's not good for the state. So everybody should clean their surrounding. Ensure, because once your surrounding is clean, you have a healthy home.
Absolutely.
So they should partner with us, ensure that proper waste disposal.
Thank you so much. Sanitation is everybody's business. As Mazi Richard Onaga, representing the MD Enugu State Waste Management Agency, SWAMA, on Enugu Waste Management and matters arising. Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
Signature TV. News in your pocket.